Okay, this is Brian Young. I'm doing a live stream. Wait a minute. Let's see here. All right. This is Brian Young. I'm doing a live stream. People are freaking out because I'm giving up on SCX. Okay, well, first of all, I'm not giving up on SCX, okay? What I'm doing is, because SCX is no longer available in the U.S., well, it is, I have a ton of product for SCX. So, for those people that have had SCX, I can still support you. But let me explain to you, so everybody understands once and for all, the connection between Hornby Scalextic and SCX track in the US, and how all the track from 1960s can be used on modern track now. Okay, so let's go back to the 60s. There was one track for Scalextic and SCX. Actually, in the 60s, there was no SCX because SCX started in the 70s with the same track. It all had the round adapters at the end of the track. Okay, they were a little round, okay? And Scalextic and SCX, one in Spain, one in England, made the same track. Now, they stamped it differently when they came out of the Chinese factory, but they are virtually the same piece of track. Everything continued, okay, until 2003, when Hornby decided to change their track to the sport track, okay? So, a year later, or the same year, Hornby came out with a converter track that had the round connectors at one end and now the square ones that connect to the sport track. Well, then SCX decided that they wanted to go digital, and so they came out with the gray track, which had the arrow connectors on it. All right, the arrow connectors look like a little arrow, and those were on the track for the digital or universal track. Well, in 2011, SCX in Spain decided to just switch over to all their tracks and put the converter track inside of all their sets. So when you buy a, like the Adrenaline Cup, the Adrenaline Cup was the last set that came out, the Adrenaline and the C1 set, which I have those. The C1 and the Adrenaline Cup were the last sets that were actually produced under the old company Aduca and Technotoys. The Adrenaline Cup's been out for, guys, since 2011. That set's been out for a while. But that has two converter tracks in it that convert the, I know this is complicated, but you gotta understand that if you bought those converter tracks that are in that set, or use those in that set, and get the converter tracks that Scalextic makes, which we will be getting, you can theoretically run the gray track, the old black track, and the new Scalextic track on one huge layout. Now, it will look weird because the black track from the sport track and the old classic black track looks a little different, and the gray track looks obviously completely different. But, you know, that's no difference than if you're driving down the highway and you go from concrete to asphalt. I mean, that's what the gray track is really concrete, and the black track is basically asphalt. So, I mean, you're really, there's really no difference in that aspect if you want to have a real authentically clean layout, okay? Please don't anybody freak. We're going to be getting the converter tracks. I'm trying to see if I can get a hold of more Scalextic converter, or I'm sorry, more SCX converter tracks that will convert the digital to the old SCX track and the old Hornby track. Okay, so, you know, that's just, you know, I'm not giving necessarily up on SCX. It's just that, you know, if there's no product available, I want customers still to have fun on what they're playing with, and we can get more people into that. It's all about getting people into the hobby. Okay, so I mean, you can say that, well, I'm giving up on SCX. I'm not. They gave up on me, but that's another another question. I'm locked down in my house here on the coronavirus, but I still have tons of sets. I have hundreds of the adrenaline sets. So if you're looking for an adrenaline set, they have the converter track or the C1 set. I don't know how many I have the C1 set, but I should be able to fill most orders if I have them. But that's I just kind of wanted to do a quick video, a live video on, the convert Hornby Scalextic to SCX Technotoy. If that answers some of your questions, just remember that if you get any SCX set, it comes with 2 converter tracks, which will convert your SCX gray track to the black track. Then you will need the Scalextic converter track to convert the black track to the new sport track. I hope that's very clear to everybody. Okay, so I'll do that one more time so everybody has it completely in control. If you buy a SCX set, the current set, which is the Adrenaline or the C1 set, it comes with 2 converter tracks, which will convert the gray track, which is called the universal track, to the old black track that Scalextic and Hornby used to make. Then you'll be able to buy a Scalextic converter track pack of 2, which will then convert the old black track to any new Scalextic track that you have. Okay? So all the systems will be able to run on one track except for Carrera, because Carrera track is completely different than anybody else. Okay? Everybody wants to have their own unique system. That's why, since 1970 to almost 2000, if you bought a Scalextic or a SCX set, they'd all work together. Most of the hand throttles were the same. Really, nothing was different other than some little technical issues here. But I hope this is helpful for my slot car enthusiasts. And if you ever have any questions, please don't hesitate to call my number, which is 877-729-2099, Monday through Friday. Now, sometimes on Saturdays, I'll be there, but 9 to 5 normally is when I'm out in my workshop, okay? And if you're in a 100-mile area of Wayne, Ohio, and you want to stop by and say, hi, Brian, all you have to do is send me a text message or a message saying, I'd like to come visit your Shangri-La, and I will welcomely open the doors to you and your children to come and see all the wonderful toys that are in the workshop, because I plan to do, and once we get out of this coronavirus, here's what I want to do. I'm just going to tell everybody right now. I'm going to spill the beans right now. And please tell as many people that you know are in slot cars, this is what I want to do. I want to have a slot car fest in Maumee, Ohio, or not Maumee, Perrysburg, at the Levitz Commons. I want to have a slot car fest in which I'm going to set up at least 10, 20 different layouts, sell slot cars, have other people that are into slot cars come, and I want to have a giant slot car fest where on Saturday and a Sunday, that's all we do is race, build different layouts. I mean, just literally have fun setting up whatever kind of layouts we can. So that's my vision. That's a dream that I want to do once we get over this coronavirus. I had planned to do it sometime in May, but I don't think that's going to happen. But that's an idea that you put in your mind. And if you have any ideas, share them with me and see what we can do. Because the only way that we can promote the hobby is get more people into the hobby, okay? And playing with it, okay? So that's kind of just a general overview of what I'm doing here. I'm hoping that I have no idea if anybody's watching this or not, because this is the first live thing I've ever done. So I don't know if this is going to work. I don't even know if anybody's watching it. Well, actually, I just got 2 thumbs up, but I have no idea what that means. I have 3 people that are watching. I think it's 3 people watching. So at least 3 people are watching and not... Oh, gee. Oh. Anyway, This is Brian Young with ProTinkerToys.com. ProTinkerToys. Oh, we got 3 people now that are liking and 6 people that are watching. Wow, our numbers just doubled. I can't believe it. Okay, so we have, now I'm down to 5 people watching, but 3 like it, okay? So let me just overview again what my plans are, okay? Because, obviously people love to race, and I loved one product, obviously, because I worked for SCX since 2000. I initially started with Irwin Toy when they had Scalextic, okay, which that was the brand that I remember as a kid in the late 60s. But we lost Scalextic to another guy that brought it into the country back in 2000, basically in 2000. Well, Irwin Toy lost the brand in 1999, and that's when we went to SCX. So that's when I had to switch everything to SCX, okay? But they're really, back in 1999, both companies were virtually the same product. There was no difference really in, other than cars. Your systems were basically the same. Now, Hornby had a little different electrical system than SCX. But they're virtually the same. And then when Technotoys started to evolve it in 2004 with the digital system, that's when everything changed. Okay? And so that's why I had, a draw more to SCX. But I've always loved Scalextic in just certain things that they did. I was not a fan of SCX's, and I told this to Aduca. Matter of fact, when I went to Aduca, which was the new brand holder for SCX in 2012, I went to Spain in 2012, and I sat down with the management. I said, here are 2 things with the SCX cars which are terrible. Number 1, your ARS system and the guide blades you pop in, and they have the circuitry. I said, you need to have a direct wire system to the motor, to the guide pin. Well, the reason that Duca had to keep that is because the Arnauld family, which owned the rights to SCX, they had a patent. They had a patent on that little ARS system. So they were getting a percentage of sales for every time that was put in their car. Well, if you've got a flawed system, but you're getting a percentage of that sales, well, nothing's going to change. And so that was my main concern with SCX was that ARS system. Okay, it's a flawed system. They need to go to direct wire to all their cars, but I don't know if they'll ever do that or not. But that was the main. I never liked it. Okay, even in the digital system, I never liked it. And if you look at some of my old videos, I do talk about that. Okay. I'm just talking about the overall. Okay, so I don't want to get off into trend because I'm actually having fun doing this. But I got to keep this so that don't have a light reflection. So when SCX didn't want to have anything to do with me again, which I have no idea why. I've been trying to be a good promoter of the brand for the last 10 years. I've always known Justin at Hornby in Scalextic, and they're really willing to reach out to me, because what we're going to do is we're going to offer retail, because I want people to get into this, and I'm going to be showing you videos of how to digitize a car. It's so easy. It's so fun. We're going to be offering, whenever you buy a digital set from me, you're going to get a free chip. I'm offering a free chip to every set, because I want people to take cars apart and digitize them. Okay. Now, there's one drawback, and I've said this way back 5 years ago, which I've always said about the SCX digital over Carrera and Scalextic: the switches. It's all about the switches, and the switches are more expensive with the SCX system or the Scalextic system than SCX. The SCX systems were about $25, where the Scalextic switches are about $69. Okay, so you do have a price difference, big price difference, and that is because the labor intensity of building the chips or the switch track. But that can be overcompensated or by just how you're going to design your layout. Okay. And it really is all how you design your layout. But the fact of the matter is you can run up to 6 cars. You can still run up to 6 cars. You're still going to be able to have fun with your layouts and doing all sorts of different creative ideas, but having different cars too. Now, which I'm going to be doing videos on over the next couple of weeks, because digitizing an SCX car does mean that you have to direct wire it. And because you need to get the wires right to the guide pin. So you have to do modifications. So you're gonna have to do modifications no matter what cars you have. That's all there is to it. And that's different systems. But I hope this video kind of clarifies about the universal tracks, because there's 2 of them, one from Hornby, one from SCX, which will basically take your gray track all the way to, basically it's going to take your gray track all the way to the sport track. And I'll be showing you this to you over the next couple of weeks, if you know, or once because I can't get any product right now from Hornby because their warehouses are shut down in Washington. And so I'm kind of stuck in that aspect. I can ship stuff. I have tons of inventory, just so everybody knows I have a ton of inventory in the sense of set, track, and components. Now there are things I'm getting low on in the sense of I don't have a lot of the universal tracks for SCX. That's because they're out of business, and so it's hard to me to get that piece of track. But I'm going to be showing you how to take a classic track, basically making your own. It's not hard. It's not complicated. It just takes you. You're going to need a soldering iron and basically some wire to, and I'll be taking 2 pieces of track, both half tracks of each system, and combining them into 1 piece of track, which is not difficult. Okay. It just takes a little bit of time, you know. It just takes a little bit of tweaking, a little bit of engineering, that's all about this hobby, guys. That's all about this hobby, okay? For example, I went to this guy's warehouse and bought I walked in, I love when warehouse returns, you know, so a manufacturer gets a return, and they got this, I walked into his warehouse and he had pallets full of returns of RC cars and airplanes and everything. And I go, oh, can I have some of that? Because, you know, you take back and you just tweak with it. You maybe take one airplane apart and you put some components in there. That's the same thing with this electronic stuff. You know, people don't want to, they don't want to spend the time to do a diagnostic on why it doesn't work. And that's part of the fun of it, is doing a diagnostic to see if you can fix the problem. And that's what I've all been doing. I'm all about numbers, and you know, it's about this coronavirus. It's about the numbers just don't add up. But I don't want to go into that in this video. But when I was with SCX, I always looked at numbers and trends. And you know, we had a bad hand throttle one year, and I was getting calls about the hand throttles, and then I called my company and said, we got a problem with the hand throttle. Oh, no, we don't. I go, yeah, we do. The numbers are telling me we have a hand problem. And sure enough, they put the wrong metal in the hand throttle. They were supposed to put nickel, because it's a softer metal, I guess. Yeah, it was nickel. But they put steel in the hand throttle. And so when you pulled the trigger, you were scraping the circuit. And so we had to replace, oh my gosh, I must have sent out 400 hand throttles. But then when they sent me the hand throttles, they sent me the wrong hand throttles that had the steel. So I was sending out all the steel bad hand throttles. So then I had to resend all it was an ordeal. Anyways, what I'm getting at is that having fun with your set and with your system is part of the hobby, and that's what is important, is the hobby. But right now, it looks like we got 8 people are watching and 5 likes. So 7 now are watching. So I don't know what that means. This is my first live stream, and I don't even know if anybody's watching it. So when I'm finished, just, you know, give me a text up or send a message to my son that, you know, you've watched this. If this was helpful, I'll do more of them. Now, this is Brian Young with ProTinkerToys.com. I'm inside my house right now. I'm not in the workshop. I was just kind of relaxing today on Sunday, and I kept getting texts from my son because everybody's freaking out about my video for SCX falling off the chair and making sure that I'm okay. I'm okay. I just had back surgery 3 days ago, and no, I'm just kidding. I didn't have back surgery. That was a joke. And so, yes, I know I'm touching my face a lot. I'm sorry, but I do that all the time. There's no one else in the house other than my wife. My brother is visiting me, and he's quarantined from Indiana. And then my children are upstairs playing, and the ceiling is cracking because they're jumping up and down, and I have to do some plaster repair to my ceiling. So right now we have eight viewers, I don't know. So, and then 5 likes. I think that's what anyways, I don't want to go into a dialogue, but I don't know what else I could talk about that would be exciting other than people are really excited about everything that we're doing. I'm trying to make the hobby accessible to everybody. I'm trying to give customers a deal. I'm trying to give customers, I don't know, would I like to get rich by doing this? Oh, of course, everybody wants to get rich, but that's not my main goal. My philosophy is that you can't ever take it with you. I got a workshop full of stuff, but you can't take it with you, so let's have fun doing it now. I had a guy call me a couple of days ago. It's amazing getting calls from people that are so excited, and I had this one guy, he must have called me 20 times. He was trying to get his SCX track because he bought the wireless hand throttles. They're infrared, and he was trying to connect it up, and he was calling me, and he couldn't get it working. And I kept telling him, well, here, try do this, try do that, and he got it. He was so excited because he got it all working up. He called me. My brother and I are on the call in the car driving back, and he said, I got it working. I'm so happy. I said, that's great. I said, I'm so excited that you got it working. Those are little things that are neat, that people are doing things on their own. They're initiating the hobby and wanting to have fun in it and tweaking with it, which is the whole point. I mean, that's how I was going to do a video on this, but I might as well, I'm just going to explain it to you now. Back in 1972, I lived in the Apparel Trace Apartments in Toledo, Ohio. My mom, we lived in these apartments, and right across the street was the Franklin Park Mall, which was being built at the time when I first moved there. And I was able to go through the mall as it was being built. Everything was just so exciting. And then when it was finished built, the Hobby Center was in that location. And I remember one day I had a nice big table in my bedroom, and I was into girder and panel sets because I always loved girder and panel sets. I don't know why I had a fascination with girder and panel sets because I was always a builder. I always wanted to build things. I know I took I'd always take my brother's model kits and take them apart and everything, and he always blamed me for that, but I think it was more his fault than mine. But anyways, and so I set up a big table in my bedroom in the apartment, and I put this really cool Aurora slot car track set up, and I'd go to the hobby center and get these little cars. I built this little miniature town with all my girder and panel buildings, and I remember one day it kind of stuck in my memory because I remember the song that was playing. It was American Pie, and American Pie was playing in my bedroom on the radio, and I'm driving I turned the little steering wheel to my car on the Aurora slot car track, and I have all cars running around the track, and I'm building these buildings and everything. It was just probably the funnest time of my life. It was just such a fond memory. My mom would be upset because we had to live in an apartment. I said, I'm having the time of my life. What are you talking about, Mom? So slot cars are a memory to everybody has a memory of slot cars. Okay, in the 60s it was huge, and that's what I'm trying to keep going, and that's why with this slot car fest that I want to do, if you know people that are in the hobby, that are sellers and everything that want to get a table, because I think I'm going to rent tables, and people could buy and sell and trade and do all sorts of things, but just have a fun time for the weekend. We're doing it on a Saturday and a Sunday, maybe sometime in May, maybe in September. I don't know in May because we still are shut down. But This is Brian Young. This is ProTinkerToys.com. If you like this live video, just note it and say, hey, Brian, do more of these live videos because this is really cool. Right now, it looks like we have 7 likes, which is absolutely awesome. I didn't think anybody would watch this. And it looks like we have 8 people that are watching. So if 8 people are watching, holy moly. Hey, I know. Everybody that's watching right now, you need to send a message, ProTinkerToys.com. Everybody that's watching right now, I'm going to send you a free kit car. Aurora free kit car. Yes. Oh, now I have 7 people on. Okay, so you got to send an email right now to me saying, I'm watching you live. Here's my address, and we'll get you out a free kit car. Now, that's an Aurora, little tiny HO car. We're going to send you one free. How's that? Just for the fun of it. Thank you so much, and have a great day.